Alright, this is another video. We're doing a comparison between a Epiphone Prophecy Custom and a Epiphone Traditional Pro. Both guitars are very different. Couldn't stress that any more. They're very different. The necks are different. The pickups are very different. Both of them do coil split or coil tap. Both of them are very pretty guitars. Both of them play really good. So, yep, we'll go ahead and get started. If you looked at my other video, you know that the traditional has a Pro Bucker and a Classic 57. The Epiphone version of that pickup. Coil taps, a big beefy neck. This one is in the gold top. The metallic gold is what they call the paint scheme on that one. The Prophecy is the red, the quilt. It's got the Gibson Dirty Finger pickups in it. It also coil taps. 24 fret on a Les Paul. That's pretty cool within itself. It's got a thin, a real thin shredder style neck on it. It's a different guitar all in its own. It doesn't have a real thick sound. It's got a lot of clarity, but not a real thick sound. The standard Pro has a real thick, meaty sound to it. It's a lot heavier guitar. These guitars are about the same in weight, the traditional and the Prophecy. The Prophecy is all gold hardware. So I think price points, the Prophecy is a little bit higher. For the features it's got, I really dig. The 24 fret thin neck is really cool on Les Paul body. So we'll go ahead and get started. We'll do the Prophecy first. Like I said, the weight, it's real similar to a traditional. The neck profile is real thin, real fast. 24 fret. Gibson Dirty Fingers coil split. The neck is matte finish on the neck. The body is gloss, which is the body and the guitar are just absolutely gorgeous. But it is matte finish on the neck, which is, this one's worn down. It's almost gloss at this point. This guitar gets played a lot. Not as much since I got the traditional and the standard plus or standard Pro and the traditional Pro. This guitar doesn't get played as much, but it's still an amazing guitar. When the new wears off the other two, this one will probably get played a lot more. So let's get started on the comparison of sound between the two. Gibson Dirty Fingers, neck and bridge. This is the bridge. Clear and bitey. Middle. Neck. Okay. We'll get into the coil tapping here in just a moment. Let's do a run through on this one. Pro Bucker 57, the Epiphone equivalents to the Gibson pickups. Neck. Not as clear, got a little bit more bottom mid range to it. Middle position. Alright, now it's both pickups are coil tap. So jingle jangle. That's humbucking center coil in the bridge position, excuse me. Middle position, coil tap both pickups. Humbucking, coil tap, neck pickup, coil tap, humbucking. Okay. Do the same with the prophecy here. It's one switch that operates the coil tapping. Some situations I like, some situations I don't. Some situations I like that the neck pickup stays on coil tap, and I don't have to reach down and do anything here other than just switch a switch up here. Bridge coil tap. Real bright. I don't care for that on the bridge. That's humbucker. That's single coil. That's coil tapped, middle position. Humbucker, middle position. Neck, coil tap. Humbucker. Huge volume difference in this guitar. It's not as bad in traditional, but on this guitar here, there's a huge volume difference in between humbucker and coil tapped. On all the pickups. On this one, it's like that. Even in the middle, there's a volume boost, which you can make it work for you, or it can work against you. In my case, it typically tends to work against me. So let's go to a gainy tone. This is Pod Farm, by the way. Sorry. We'll go through the all the gain tones. We'll do the humbucker and coil tap, and then I'll do it on the other guitar as well. This is humbucker. Alright, this is coil tap. Really easy to get down to these upper frets. Which you have to get used to. It's different. It's almost like the neck is longer instead of going up into the body deeper. And that may be the case, I'm not real sure. But it takes a little getting used to. The neck is real thin down here, and then it starts to kind of open up down here. It's even a little wider. Feels wider in your hand. Anyway, it may not be. But anyway, we'll continue. This is a neck pickup. Humbucker. Alright. This is the neck coil tap. So there is some difference. I tend to find there's more difference. So the more of a bluesy style gain rather than a rock gain. There's some difference in clarity. Either way, there's a difference in clarity. That humbucker mode, the humbucker mode in that guitar is pretty clear, but when you add it into the single coil mode, it really brightens it up. The neck's not really that harsh. The bridge gets harsh. So let's try this guitar here. We're on some gain, so I'll do it in humbucker, and then I'll split the coils. Coil tap split. So the way that this guitar does, it makes it just a touch brighter. It's not harsh. It's actually a good. It's not tele territory. It's not strat territory, but it is a different tone. I don't know how you would get it to react like a strat or a tele. Maybe change the pots to a different, resistance or something might help, but it's a different tone nonetheless, usable. A lot of coil tapping guitars, the tone's not really great, so you tend to not use it at all. Let's move on to the neck pickup. This is humbucker. Coil tapped on the neck. Already you can kind of tell it's brighter. It's got that single coil flavor to it. Humbucker. There's a difference in between the two. It's a little brighter. I play a lot of stuff at church, so it's a bigger difference there because of the gain structures. I haven't spent a whole lot of time on Pod Farm, so it don't work well. Pod Farm's not really good at medium gains. It's either it's pretty decent cleans, and then it's pretty decent rock, metal, stuff like that. But a lot of Line 6 products kind of fell in that medium gain area, so it's hard to get it a good just tone. But that gives you an idea between the two, just like in the other the versus thing I've done with the standard and the traditional pros. It gives you an idea, and it gives you a difference. The pickups are totally different in these two guitars, so there was a lot more contrast. The dirty fingers are a lot clearer. They're a lot, to me, they're harsher as far as when you get them into the coil tapping mode. The Gibson dirty fingers aren't as good as the traditional pros when it goes into coil tapping. It's not harsh, it's good. It's got a cleaner, without being harsh sound, which I really like. And the added feature of it's got two. You can individually split the coils where the Privacy don't. You've got one knob that controls both. In my case, that hinders me, because I don't use the bridge ever in coil tapping, ever. So every time that I want to split the coils, I've got to hit I've got to hit the volume pot pull, and then I got to hit the switch if I want to get the single coil type sound in my neck. You know, it's just all on what you like. You have some information now. There was a lot of talking in this, but there was a lot of information that I needed to get to you guys that may be interested in purchasing one or the other. But that gives you enough information, maybe enough tone. Hopefully the camera picked up the differences. There are differences. If it didn't, there are differences between these two guitars in the way that their tones interact. If say you're in a band situation and the guitar player has a really thick tone, the other guitar player has a really thick tone, I would probably bring a Prophecy, mainly because it's a contrast. The Prophecy has a brighter tone. It has a larger range of notes, being that it's a 24 fret. If you play a lot of lead stuff and you're really up on the high notes a lot, the Prophecy is easier to play by a lot. It's not, you know, with a regular 22 fret neck, the way the Prophecy's built, it's easier to get up to those higher frets. I don't know what they did different. They done something different. They feel different. They're not. If you're Les Paul, if you're an Ibanez player or a Jackson player or one of those shredder guitar type of players, but you've always wanted a Les Paul because of maybe the tone and maybe because you just like the body style, the Prophecy is what you're going to want, hands down. You still have all the playability of your shredder guitar, but you've got the looks and that tone of a Les Paul. It's different from a Jackson Ibanez. It sounds different. It reacts different in your hands. So if you like those guitars and you like a shredder feel, the Prophecy is definitely going to be what you want. And it's different. Not everybody has a Prophecy. They're kind of unique to Gibson because you don't see a lot of Gibson or Epiphone guitars that do the 24 frets and make it easier to get up into them frets. I have to, when I'm playing, I have to know that I'm on a Prophecy because the way that it plays and the way that it feels, when you get into them higher frets, you'll get lost if you're not used to it. If you're a traditional Les Paul player and 22 fret, and all that jazz, and you pick up the Prophecy and you go to play a lead solo and you're in E major or E minor pentatonic or something, it's in a different place. It feels like it's in a different place. You have to kind of look down to a double take of where you are. That's how different it feels. It feels like Ibanez and Jackson. That's what it feels like when you put the neck in your hands and you're playing. That's what the Prophecy feels like. If I had to sum it up, the Prophecy's are Shredder's Les Paul, hands down. It's got a really fast neck. It's the way that it plays, the way that it feels in your hands. It feels like of Ibanez, Kramer, Jackson. You pick the lot. It has that feel to it. I know all them guitars feel different in their own rights, but that's the class. When shredder guys looking for guitars, those are the guitars that tend to be picked because of the way they feel, and that's the way the Prophecy is in that class. The traditional pro, typical Les Paul feel, big beefy neck, good tone. I would recommend changing the pickups in the Prophecy if you wanted a thicker tone, because it's not real thick. It's about like a Dinky or an RG series. I had an EX51 or whatever that one is. I forget, it's years ago, but it has that same general tone. It's not thin, but it's not thick. And that Ibanez I had didn't have coil tapping, which brings a little bit more character. Anyway, I'm rambling, but thank you guys, and like, subscribe, give thumbs up. I'm going to try to start doing more videos. I've got a Strat that I may do, and I may do some individual videos of these guitars and kind of go through, kind of pick them apart, maybe get some more detailed information on all of them and stuff. Thank you very much.